now we're live. I'm just yapping so we can check stream audio.
Appreciate that.
To all our fans, welcome in.
I'm hoping we get one Tucker Medlin to join because he commented on a tweet I had earlier talking about tonight's podcast, tonight's baseball, because he thought I was a Braves hater.
Oh, really?
Because one of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight is the Braves are really bad at something.
I'm interested to see what that is. I should know what it is. It's going to be ABS challenges.
Yeah, and but then I pointed out that I also have good things to say about y'all. If that makes you feel, and that made him feel better. So,
I mean,
audio is delicious.
You are the only person on this podcast panel currently not wearing Braves gear. So
I should be wearing. You know what? I'm gonna wear my Padres jersey. It's deserved.
We will start the podcast whenever Sanders returns in his new garb. Is it a City Edition jersey? No, you just have a normal.
I think it's in my bedroom because I wore it to Alabama last week, so I'll wear it back.
Cool. Supposedly someone is in the chat, though it very well could just be Sanders. There he is.
They're going to get talked about a lot today, so.
Yeah, you got a rep, I guess. We ready to start the podcast?
Yeah, let's get it started.
What is up, team? And welcome back to another episode of the Technical Foul Podcast. You're joined by the three of us today. I'm Jack Anderson. To my right is JP Pusilowski, and to my left is Sanders Oakley, who is apparently going to be a Braves hater today, but we'll see about that down the line. Welcome in. I'm happy y'all could join us. Hope y'all are all having a good day. And with that being said, JP and Sanders, how has y'all's day been?
I'm doing fine. I'm tired.
Fair.
Too early to be tired, too, so.
You'll get a second win maybe at some point?
I need to. I got to get it together. I got 30 days to not be tired, so then I can be tired.
Sure.
But I'm doing fine. How are you, Jack?
I'm doing good. Fantastic appetizer to the NBA playoffs so far in terms of 3 really good play-in games and then a 4th one that was like solid. / was fun to watch because it's fun to hate on the Orlando Magic and the dumpster fire they are. But that's been great. The Braves are playing great baseball. The NBA draft is coming up, but more closely, the NFL draft is approaching, and that's exciting. I've been doing some work for that.
I got not all, but I got the templates and everything set up, so now I just got to put like another 25, 30 player names in there. But I got it all set up and tested today, so we should be good to go come draft night.
Cool.
Which is exciting because it's been sitting in the back of my mind. It's like, I need to do this, and I just like never think about it when I'm like working. It's always like when I'm off doing something else. It's like, oh, I got to do this or else it's going to sneak up on me. And so it's good to be like, everything works. I had to go back and figure out what a year ago me was doing, because the way we do it all I'll do 15 seconds for nerds is it's all in Excel. So like I have all the players, all their rankings, all their PFF grades and stuff in Excel, and then we just like have it set up so that the stream service we use just like captures that Excel page, and I have it decorated so it looks a little bit nicer, so that it looks like real graphics, but it's just Excel sheets. And so I had to go and figure out all the formulas that I was using to pull player names from one page and move it to another. So it's all set up and ready to go, which is exciting that I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now I just got to be sure that I know what to talk about come Thursday night. Got to lock in for that. I feel pretty good about that, and just because I've talked a lot about watched some old NFL drafts. May have to watch 2 years ago for fun. Maybe
the
3
Tennessee Titans drafted Cardinal Tate. You have 30 seconds. Go.
That might be just a stunned silence. I think stunned silence is acceptable there.
Why is it stunned silence?
I don't.
I don't think stunned silence is acceptable, but it's gonna be like, like, shocker.
As he sits there and goes, I don't know what to
Well,
say.
it's not stunned silence, but gotta
Okay,
be
just
ready.
awkward. No. Okay, I actually did pull up our stream from last year just to kind of see how all the graphics, how we used them, because I love the way it looked, and I wanted to try and recreate that just in our new environment. And I realized that like it's just so weird to think about that being our first live stream. We were so like not uncomfortable, but it was just so different.
Well, then I tried it in
Yeah, you tried it in
11?
like something like that. I actually like skipped to accidentally the Colston Loveland pick to the Bears at 10, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there.
Did JP still have tears in his eyes?
No, I stood up, which like was crazy to me at the time. But I was like, oh, I just need to stand up. Like we're gonna be here 4 hours, and so now I'm trying to think, can I stand up in this studio? I don't think I can.
I was something crazy happened. What?
Yeah, you got to do the hunched. You got
Yeah.
to careful. You almost you got your wires tangled up there.
Yeah, we have really good cable management on this podcast, as you can tell.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We got to figure out who callers are going to be, if we're going to have callers.
Yeah,
or
we
not
we're
if, but
gonna
like
have
how many we're going to
callers.
have, and be sure that they're all willing to do it. We got to get that lined up.
I
set
got some
up.
other ideas for that too. Like
Oh.
I'm thinking like if we don't have a fan of a team, like
we just
for
get
instance,
AI.
we don't have
have AI do it.
no, we don't have a Jets fan.
Sure.
But if the Jets draft Ty Simpson, we have an Alabama fan in studio, but we should call an Alabama fan.
Like get Tucker back
we
on
could
the
call
phone.
Tucker back.
Yeah.
We could call
Yeah.
Mr. Glenn, or someone else,
Sure, that's a good point.
or with the Clemson Tigers, we could call Duncan.
True.
He could give his spiel.
Good. Yeah, I like that.
When who's the Aggie edge rusher you want to go to the Seahawks?
Cassius Howe,
So when Howell goes at like 11 overall, we can get Morton on the phone.
possibly. When the Texans take him, we can get him on the
True.
phone.
I like that. We'll have more actual off camera discussions. We're just including everybody in our planning because we really don't do that much show planning. We do a little bit of show planning, but
Depends on the show.
Yeah, it does depend on the show. We probably should spend a little bit more time on this one. But let's get into this show.
Well, how are you
Today's show.
doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Last night was fantastic. Pulled Tomas Valinkis from a diamond pack, a daily bonus pack, which JP, I don't know if you use the diamond app. I talked about it on the show. I did in my college baseball preview or my college baseball update, whatever I did. Diamond Baseball is a new app this season that just allows people to see up-to-date college baseball scores, college baseball statistics. You can rank your top 25 every week, kind of like we do for football on my website that I built. But it's really fun, and the guy that's been working on it he released it this season, and he's put a lot of work into it clearly. But he also has like, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like FIFA Mobile or something where you like build your teams, but then it's also fantasy. It's like fantasy
just
baseball,
fantasy, is what
but
it
you don't
is.
draft. You get packs,
Yes.
like baseball packs that you open, and they have like cards in them. And I pulled Tomas Valinkis,
What overall is he?
85. He's my highest overall pitcher now, and my third highest overall player, I believe, behind the Arizona State guy who leads the country in home runs, I believe. I can't remember his name. And then behind Ace Reese, I believe. So really exciting stuff. But that was really fun last night. There was other stuff exciting about last night, which we will get into later because, like I said, we're going to talk a lot about the Padres. I don't want to spoil too much about that. And yeah, that was kind of my day yesterday. Was playing video games, watching basketball with the boys, and then pulling Tomas Valinkis at like 12:03 in the morning because the packs come out at midnight the next day, and I was like, oh, it's past midnight. Let me just pop this open real quick.
He texted me that, and so I ripped mine open, and I got straight cheeks.
That's tough. Hey,
But
that's
it
what happens.
is. Yeah.
That's what makes pulling good players feel all the better.
It was always interesting too because you try and like as they show you some stats, right?
Yeah, they do.
And so, but the stats don't always correlate to overall because
Yeah.
sometimes they haven't pitched that much or they're just at a smaller school.
Yeah.
But it's always like I pulled a pitcher, he has a 1.5 ERA, so I'm like, oh, okay, he may actually be pretty good.
But he's got like 4 strikeouts.
But it's like, yeah, he's like a 65 overall.
Yeah.
So like just not really. anything there.
I feel like a lot of the times he's got a 1.5 ERA with like 3 innings pitched or
Correct.
something.
Yeah.
What you laughing at over JP? I see you've got our
He's
Valid
watching the
crash out.
Saints. He's watching the Saints first.
the
overall-
Saints.
First
The
pitch of the
Saints
game.
first.
It
over.
worked out though. Would you rather have Tyler Shuck or Shadur going into this season?
Well,
even
Crazy.
this,
Tyler Shuck, I guess.
would
Yeah,
you rather
there you
have
go.
Tyler Shuck and Kelvin Banks, or just Shadur? Though theoretically, you could also have Shadur and Kelvin Banks, because Shadur would have been
We could
there.
have all three.
Yeah. Oh, another fun part of yesterday was last night was when we were looking at MLB draft stuff.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty fun. We were watching the basketball games on Discord and then just ended up talking MLB draft, and we went through like every NFL draft from like 2019 to 2012, just like looking
Something
at
like that.
state guys, A&M guys. What draft was it? 2015. That was like that huge bust that had like one All-Star, something like
I
that.
think it was 16.
16. Anyway, that was pretty fun. Love talking old drafts. I'm interested to see if this NFL draft trivia is anything like that. I don't know where you're going with this at all.
We're gonna
I have
see.
no idea.
I cooked something up, and it could be really easy. It could be really hard. Y'all both know more NFL than I do, so then it becomes a thing of like, I'm trying not to give layups, but
Yeah.
then I may ask a question, and y'all will just both sit there blankly. But we'll get to that later.
I also have to like actually be able to remember all the things that I know I should remember. Like I
Sure.
should know where Bradley Chubb went to college.
Who won Super Bowl 49, Sanders?
These New England Patriots.
Correct.
Because it was Broncos in 50, Patriots in 49, Seahawks beat the Broncos in 48. So I had to work my way backwards. I know 50.
I
'cause
worked.
Peyton Manning. But I had to work my way back. Do we want to get into the show now?
Yeah, let's get into the show, and we can start with my weekly segments.
He's locking in.
Sorry, I'm trying to clear my throat. Can we start with Winter Chicken Dinner, please? We gotta start with your team. My Winter Chicken Dinner is the San Diego Padres. Winner of 7 straight, 3 walk-offs, correct. I think it's the longest active win streak in baseball.
It
it's
is.
not even, correct, it is. But yeah, the 3 walk-offs, the robbed home runs throughout it, the Mason Miller dominance as the closer.
Jackson Merrill has
among
gone
it.
sicko
You know,
mode.
the Holy Sheets call on one of the walk-offs.
Did you hear the call from last night?
Mm-mm.
It was more legible than the Holy Sheets call.
Yeah.
But still just so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Yeah, the Mason Miller, Fernando Tatis randomly starting to play second base. Lots of stuff happening in San Diego, and it's been fun to watch. They are on a heater right now, and that has led them to, I believe, the second best record in the MLB.
Behind the Dodgers.
Which I was about to say, tough. It's still behind some team in your division, but that's just what happens when you play in the NL West.
I do think we've also had one of the. I see a lot of sports stuff on social media, and I think this was relevant. A Dodgers fan was like, "Oh, we have such a good record, such a good record." Excuse me. A Padres fan was saying, "We have such a good record. We have such a good record." And I think a Dodgers fan in the comment pointed out we have like the 5th easiest strength of schedule to date.
Yeah, I mean, you did just get to play the Rockies. A sweep of the Rockies is a core part of the win streak, but you still got to go out there and win the games. So shout out to the Padres for their 7-game win streak.
Yeah, big time.
Well, we'll talk about them more later in the show. So we
Absolutely.
don't need to chat more. We can go back to Cock of the Walk now, and that is MLB legend. We're staying with baseball. Mike Trout has hit 5 home runs in this 4-game series versus the Yankees, as well as being the first player ever to homer in 4 straight days in Yankee Stadium. It's
A first opposing player.
yes, joy to watch. Happy he's like kind of healthy. I hope he stays healthy. But one of the best baseball players of this era, and to do it against the Yankees also just makes it that much better because who likes the Yankees? And there's been like some fun commentary moments of like the one he hit today. I think it was the one he hit today. The commentator was like talking about the pitcher. He was like, "Yeah, he's got a great changeup. Fastball of 99. Like no one should ever be able to get a hit off this guy." And then immediately Mike Trout just crushes a homer. So shout out Mike Trout, and shout out the Angels honestly for playing pretty fun baseball, which is not the norm from the Angels.
Yeah, and I think that I'm going to talk about Trout as well later on when we just do MLB conversation, but I'll go and throw it out there. He's having his best right now. He's had his best OPS since 2022 and his best on-base percentage since 2021. So just doing a very good job this year of kind of getting back to like that. Would you say the end of his prime? And then like the past couple of years has been like very injury prone.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably the end of his prime. I mean, I don't really have to like think about it, such go look at the numbers, but that in my head sounds about right. Now I will say, your numbers are also going to look pretty great this early in the season if you have a stretch where you hit 5 home runs in 4 days.
Correct. That's
but it still counts
Yeah.
all the same.
It's a lot easier to have a really good season when you get off to a hot start.
Yeah.
That's the other Like, that's the positive way of saying that. So we'll have to see how the season pans out for him. But, yeah, it's been a really good start. And that, I don't think did they beat the Yankees? How many times did they beat the Yankees in that series at all?
A couple times. I don't
Okay.
know what it actually is, but the Yankees were on a bit of a skid, so I don't know how it fully rounded out. But
Yes, very grateful that we did not go talk trash to all the Blue Jays fans in our comments after the Blue Jays started, 2 and something, and the Yankees started 7-2, something like that. It was like the Yankees were off to a hot start. Blue Jays looked terrible. Yankees were first in their division, and now it's all shuffled back up because we're literally only a month into the season. But I was joking. I was well, time to go tell all those Blue Jay fans that we know what we're talking about and they're idiots. But held back on that one to not let loose because the season's not over yet.
Sure.
Rotten egg?
Yeah, let's get to the rotten egg. And this one is not MLB related. It is NBA related. And the reward for this week's rotten egg goes to the Orlando Magic. That is not the Orlando Magic.
I'll change it real quick.
Orlando Magic.
Roman Anthony catching shade again from his last week's rotten egg appearance. That's all I can think about when I think of the Orlando Magic is that song, as one should, to be honest.
For me, it's the mascot. I forgot what his name was.
The Puff,
I think it
the
is
Magic
Puff.
Dragon or something like
I
that.
think it is Puff the Magic Dragon.
But see, that could be just some other dragon.
Isn't
that
that
could have just pulled that from a children's book or something. I don't know. Yeah, see.
Yeah.
That's just something entirely different. Can we get a Magic mascot check real quick?
Stuff? The Magic Dragon.
Okay, I was really close.
That is
I don't feel as
ridiculously
bad
close.
now.
That's got to be on purpose.
Yeah, it has to be. As the graphic says, they played in the play-in game a couple nights ago and couldn't beat an Embiid-less 76ers team for the rights to the 7 seed. So now tomorrow night they will get to play the Charlotte Hornets to potentially be the 8 seed, and they'll right most likely, even if they win that game, to lose to the 1 seed Detroit Pistons in the first round. And so this is not even just a rotten egg for losing that game to the 76ers, even though that is bad. It's just for a really poor season. A season where you went 41-41 last year, and you only won 45 games this year after trading for former All-Star Desmond Bane and giving away 4 first-round picks to acquire that player. And it's not even like Desmond Bane has been bad, but the roster construction and player development and progression has just been so poor there, along with injuries, that very quickly what was thought as a fun young team. We kind of talked about this some and when previewing the play-in as the window's closing super fast. There's now thoughts of can you win with Paolo as your best player? I would say no. I think he's very limited. Very inefficient as a scorer. He doesn't really fit with Franz Wagner on the team. There's just no shooters on the team. They're gonna fire their head coach. It's just been a pretty disastrous season as a whole for a team that had really high hopes coming in. I mean, they literally made their all-in move in acquiring Desmond Bane to win 4 more games than they did the previous season, and that is pretty atrocious, pretty pathetic, very poor. So that is why they're my rotten egg.
Once they fire their head coach, is there a chance that makes them a winner-winner chicken dinner kind of situation?
No. It would probably just be congrats, I guess. You did what you should do.
Yeah.
And maybe their coach is just that bad that a new coach and maybe a year of good health turned things around. But this season went so bad, I don't even know if they'll get that chance. The players get that chance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They may go ahead and shuffle the roster around some. So I don't really know. It's also just the young. You have the young wave, but then you also have as those guys have gotten good, they've still drafted other younger guys these past couple years that are now the young guys, and they haven't hit. Jace Richardson hasn't really played very much this year. Tristan Da Silva's been just okay. Jet Howard has been basically a non-factor down the stretch here. So it's you haven't even done a good job of okay, maybe we do have some core pieces, and now we can't really surround them all that well. So it's just not at all a well-constructed roster.
Yeah, it feels like 3 to 4 seasons of growth or whatnot that should have just been one season.
Sure.
Kind of. It just kind of feels like they've kind of 2 years ago they were a 4 or 5. They were a 5 seed. So, but it does feel like that 5 seed season, along with these 2 seasons, should have just all been one season.
Yeah, it's almost taking them too long to get to the point they're at now.
Correct.
Sure.
When I was making this graphic, I typed out Embiid-less, and it just looks awful, but I left it in there because They were the Embiid-less 76ers and probably will remain so for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, most likely. And so they'll probably just end up losing to the Celtics, but it is what it is. We can move on then. What order do we want to do this in?
I'm down to do whatever. So all we have left are MLB conversation. I mean, I can talk and hopefully y'all have thoughts because I don't know if I have any questions written down, but maybe some questions come out of the conversation, and then we'll have your NFL draft trivia.
Let's just do it in that order, and I probably will have some stuff to add, so you don't just have to monologue it.
I appreciate that. I don't like monologuing. I like conversation.
I don't have any notes, but I have very much kept up with this season, and especially when you talk about the Braves. And
well, if you want,
stuff,
I'll put my notes up here on the left so you can see what's.
I'm just gonna start stealing your notes.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first time. Not that you've never done it intentionally, but it wouldn't be the first time you've done it accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this by saying that it is my goal and kind of a decision I made last night internally to try and keep more up to date on specifically like the MLB because it's currently happening. But I don't want to just like dive into sports at the end like we kind of did with the NBA where we talked about it 0 and then now the playoffs are here and we're like all in. Last year, college baseball, we did not talk about it until the College World Series started. I think we did a good job, or I tried to talk about it a couple weeks ago. I want to talk about the MLB like while it's happening, just so we can keep our finger to the pulse and stay locked in. And also, there's stuff that happens in the season that's fun to talk about, not just postseason. So we're going to talk about the MLB today and kind of what's happening. Shout out to my brother who's in the chat, Hip Hams, because he's watched more than I have to start the season. So me and him hopped on the phone for about an hour or two this afternoon just to kind of lock in some notes and some storylines to talk about. The first one we've already talked about on this show is Mike Trout. Mike Trout's having starting. That's the other preface I want to make is I get that we're only like a month into the season and none of this stuff is like locked in. So everything I say is obviously with the caveat that it could change, right?
Yes,
Teams who are performing a certain way right now, I'm not saying they're going to continue that trend. I'm going to talk about the Nationals in a minute as having a really weird stat that probably won't hold true for the rest of the season, but right now it is, so it's fun to talk about. The first one is Mike Trout. Mike Trout's having a really good season to start. We just talked about his 5 home runs against the Yankees. He's got his best OPS since 2022 and his best on-base percentage since 2021. I believe his OPS is just over 900. And so that's kind of getting back to that end of his prime. He's dealt with injuries the past couple of years. So it's really cool to see him performing in that way again. And we've already talked about Trout enough on this show. ABS is another big storyline. 54% of calls have been overturned this season due to ABS. And here's the big note that Tucker Medlin was upset about, is that the Braves have been awful as batters. They have the 6th highest challenge rate as batters at 4.8% and the worst win rate in the MLB of just 25%. And so that's kind of where your Braves are sitting. And, Jack, you did predict that would be the tidbit on them.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
someone
it's
that's
just
watched all the games, like it doesn't really feel like it, but it's just because 4.8% isn't really even
no, it's not
crazy high.
I think the highest is only like 5 or 6%.
I
so
do
like
think Ronald Acuna may be the worst challenger in baseball. Funnily enough, I mean I talked about it before already, but he had an at bat where in the top of the first he used both of our challenges and got both wrong, and so we were out of challenges for the rest of the game.
Yep.
But when he's your franchise player, like you can do what you want, buddy.
Yeah.
Just keep being you. So that doesn't surprise me necessarily too much.
Do you have something, JP?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it in general. I think so far that it's been, I feel like an overwhelming success.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's like the NFL introduced the virtual measurement chain stuff, and that stuff takes like a minute to do it, and it was supposed to be faster than moving the chains in.
And it also doesn't actually really add anything.
It doesn't at all.
It just, it's just stupid.
I wish we stayed with the chains.
Yeah, I mean, low-key, the chains are really intense when they're running in, and it's like they start stretching, and it's really close, and it's like, is there any more give in the chain, or is that all that's there? Like, that's cinema.
ABS has been the opposite of that. I think it's been an overall success, especially with the speed of it. Like, I think people were pretty skeptical about the pitch clock at first, but now we're 4 or 5 years into that so far. That's been really good. I think this will just, as it continues to evolve, continue to make the game better, and I think the word would be more digestible
Sure.
for the fans. I do think there's a lot of like different angles to the game now that are really intrigue me.
Yeah. Have you seen the one about catchers framing pitches outside the zone?
That's what I was gonna. That was one of the ones I was gonna say is catchers framing poorly to make the batter think that the pitch was actually a ball, so he challenges it and it's actually a strike.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. The first the conversation for the first week was complaining about the strikes that were like, we're talking like
Yeah.
one stitch of the ball in the zone kind of thing, and like when in old times that's just a ball.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't have enough of the zone at all.
I'll throw something out there on that because I think that's almost the criticism about the ones that like 0.1 centimeters. I think that's kind of a fair criticism because the system can only measure like the width of a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like having a tape measure that only has feet on it and then giving something like, oh yeah, that's 1 foot 4 inches long. It's like, but you can't measure in inches. You can only measure. And so to like, if the system can only measure within a certain distance, you can't get more precise than that, which is my one criticism. I don't have like if the system is accurately saying, oh, this ball grazed the strike zone by the lace of the baseball. Okay, cool. But if it can't actually measure that, which is what I'm under the impression it cannot do, that's where I get some of those criticisms.
Some of the early like leading theories for that were like, well, what if we only call a strike if 25% of the ball is.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And that's stupid because it doesn't fix anything. You're just
No,
now you're deciding between 25.04 and 24.998.
Yeah. It just looks better to people who like.
It does.
It just looks better. So my proposal was.
It's really sick when you win a challenge and it's like they call it a ball and then you challenge it and it's a strike by it claims 0.01 inch and it's like. My catcher is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, man, he just was all over that.
My proposal was to account for that, right? The people who think it looks bad, because it does kind of give off a bad perception at sometimes, is you expand, you make it so that 50% of the ball has to be in the strike zone, and then you expand the strike zone on every side by the half of the diameter of the baseball. So it's the exact same. It just everything looks better now.
Yep.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Which that's only a perception thing. It wouldn't really change any of the way the game is played. But yeah, I like it a lot.
It's been fun. I love seeing umpires get bullied for continually getting the same call wrong.
Yeah.
CB Buckner had a game where he continually kept missing low strikes, like change-ups that were dropping off, but were still like catching the bottom of the zone. And I think he had like 7 wrong, and just boop, and it gets overturned. Everyone's basically laughing at him. I will say I do wish there's like, and maybe this will just clear up over time, but there's been numerous instances of like, a pitcher goes to fix his cap after throwing the pitch, and the umpire thinks he's challenging.
Yeah.
Or the batter goes to adjust his helmet, and the umpire thinks he's challenging.
Or the umpire just doesn't recognize the call
correct.
for it.
Slash just like it is pretty arbitrary. Like you're not allowed to like make a move and then challenge, but like, what does that really mean?
Because it's not like the NBA and the NFL, where like, in the NFL you throw a red challenge flag out, in the NBA you literally call a timeout and call for a challenge.
And I get that they want it to be quick, right? So they don't want you to like step out of the box, think about it for a few seconds, and then decide to challenge. But
or get a call from the dugout, because if we can get these replays in a second and a half, then in the dugout they can be giving signals like, hey, you need to challenge that. Like it's got to be immediate.
But there's been a couple times where like the Braves batter hasn't even left the box yet. It's been very quick, and he's been like denied a challenge, and it's like, okay, he basically like took a step to like adjust his positioning and to like do this, and you're like, sorry, bro, you moved, and it's like, okay, well, like that seems a little much. So maybe get some of that cleaned up, but also, like I said, I think a lot of that will probably just get almost cleaned up with reps.
Yeah,
because it is very new.
Hopefully,
I'm curious to see, because I mean none of us have attended an MLB game. There's no MLB stadium anywhere near Starkville.
I wish, man.
But this summer, when I do go to some Braves games, I am curious to see how it is in person, how it is for the fan. It being up there on the jumbotron,
it looks kind of fun.
It does. Like you're with your boys, and the umpire gets it wrong, and you're like, "Come on, Blue!" And
everyone in the
cursing him
stadium,
out, of
everyone in the
course,
stadium
and-
thinks it's one way. You get the challenge, and you're like, "Were we right?" I mean, on the ones where it's obvious, it may not be fun, but when it's close, it's like waiting for the reveal as you see the ball come in.
Well,
It's like,
in the stadium, you have no clue for the most part, unless you're like right behind home
Yeah, I'm
plate
sitting
where
in
the
the
ball
second
is.
deck, and it's like
Yeah.
just waiting to see what
or
happens.
if you're like, in the Braves behind the home plate where you have like a 45-inch TV sitting down to your side.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, that is crazy.
Have
we
you noticed that,
that.
JP? I was watching a Braves
I've
game
sat
with
there
Jack.
before.
Oh, you sat behind home plate,
And they have
Yeah.
like
and they've got the little like TV
I
monitor
don't
down.
think the TV was. It was SunTrust Park at the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that must
So I
be a
don't
new
think,
thing.
It was there yet, but I have seen those TVs before.
I was watching the game. And they gave like a home plate view like pan, and I was like, dude, why does everyone? They all looked like they were recliners, and they all had like
They're
iPads.
nice. They're nice seats.
I was like, what are we doing that you have to have iPads and recliners to sit behind the home plate? It's the best.
Do
they
they let
also-
you
seat
order
apart.
food off of them?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's
would-
what I was.
You
probably
also
thinking.
have your own personal like butler or whatever you want to call it that will can get you literally anything.
Yeah.
So like
That-
when me and my brother died, I think I was 14. My brother's 11. He got like this specific ice cream, and they brought it out, and you can get it whatever you want, as much as you want. It's all complimentary there. So they are really, really sick seats. They're really comfortable seats, and obviously the view is the best you can get right there behind home plate. So
Yeah, I've experienced that on a much lesser scale at the summer league college baseball team in Bryan, Texas, and their little section behind home plate was the same thing. It was all you could eat. You got like a wristband. People would come like wait on you basically. The amount of hot dogs eaten by me in those seats is very high. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Hip Hams in the chat said his favorite, or the most hilarious clip he's seen is a batter challenged a strike call and then tried to take back the challenge because he thought he'd be wrong, and then the umpire wouldn't let him take it back, which is fair. Like you can't.
No take backs.
Yeah, there's no take backs. Once you call it, you're in. But then the challenge was successful, so the batter had it right anyway.
that's funny.
And the last thing I'll say about ABS, and then we can move on to some other stuff, is the Tigers are on the opposite end of the spectrum from the Braves. They've been elite as far as challenging challenging ball strike calls, at least from while on defense. They have a low challenge rate of just 1.6% from catchers and pitchers, but when they challenge, they get it overturned 86% of the time. So it's one of those where they just know. They know when to call it, and they kind of hold their shots, but when they do, they get it overturned. Other news, other storylines, Padres. As the jersey I'm wearing, I am a Padres fan, and this week I've watched 2 of the games. I didn't watch the 2 walk-offs last week, but Padres currently are in the lead in the MLB with a 7-game win streak. That's the longest win streak in the MLB right now. It's been really cool. We've had 3 walk-offs. 2 of them were home runs with a Xander Bogaerts grand slam and a Gavin Sheets walk-off 3-run home run. Both of those came against the Rockies. And then last night was really, really fun. I got to watch that game. Jackson Merrill walk-off double, which capped a 5-run ninth. At one point, we were down 6-0, came back and won the game 7-6. So that was really cool. 4 of the runs in the ninth came with 2 outs. Really, really great game. Other Padres storylines is Tatis has been playing second base, which has been weird. And, of course, MLB Network, as they talk about Acuna being traded often, are now theorizing that the Padres have moved Tatis to second as an exhibition to try and trade him.
Which is also just really stupid because they're not going to trade Tatis, and it's really stupid because second base is not a valuable position. No team is going to be like, oh my gosh, he can play second base. Like, we got to trade for this guy now. No. It's one of the easier positions to play. You don't need a strong arm. You typically don't put someone there that can cover a ton of ground. Like, it just doesn't do anything for his trade value.
Yeah, there's a reason I feel like I would be a really good second baseman. It's because you just don't have to do a lot. But like the hardest throw you have to make is
Turning the double play.
Yeah.
Which is about timing as much as it's about your arm.
It's really just it's about making sure your foot is on the bag when you catch the ball and then
Yep.
stepping off and throwing.
So Padres have been a cool storyline. Unfortunately, they are in the same division as the Dodgers, and so I do think there's a really good chance I think that my prediction that they don't win the division will hold to be accurate just because they could have the second best record in the MLB and the best record will be the Dodgers. That's just kind of what their destiny is, I'm afraid. Other cool stories. NL Central, JP, you picked the Pirates. They're currently first, but the really cool thing about the NL Central is only division where every team is at or above 500. I believe the last in the division right now is the 9-9 Cubs. and then every other team is above 500. So that's kind of not something I would have expected, to be honest.
See the Connor Griffin clip today?
Which one? Well, what did he do? What was the clip
him
of?
spiking the ground ball and allowing all 3 runners to
I did
score?
see that.
I did not see that. That's been the weird thing is I was making a list, and we'll get to it later, about some really good rookies that we've already seen play from, and I put down Connor Griffin, and I went to look, and I realized that he's got like probably a half a dozen really good plays, but other than that, hasn't been
His
stupendous.
numbers aren't great, yeah.
But his good plays go viral, which makes him, I mean, that's the way social
It's
media
marketing
shapes
right there.
perception. It shapes your perception of players. It does it to me in the NFL, where I'm like, oh, this guy's having like a really good season. And then I go to like pull up PFF and go look at his stats and actually like watch other stuff. And it's like, no, he just has like one play a week where he's really good, but the rest of that he's not.
Highlight merchant.
Yeah. And all that to say, Connor Griffin is still 19. Like,
No, I think it's time to sound the alarm.
Jack's
JP,
sounding
do
the
you
alarm
want
on Connor
to
Griffin.
take back your Pirates?
Yeah, as they sit in first
prediction
place. As they sit in first place, would you like to change
Griffin
it?
has
No.
looked? Okay.
I wonder if you picked. I wonder if you bet them to win the division at whatever the odds were. I could go back in my notes and find it. What could you cash out right now?
I mean, all I'm saying is,
You probably could at most get your money back.
Really? I
Yes.
thought
It's just
I
so
saw
early.
someone who had 100. I think
Vegas
this
is
was
very
an
stingy
MLB
about
bet.
that.
I think this was an MLB bet where they had $100 bet and they could cash out 300. I think it was the Pirates. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not positive.
I may be wrong, but in my betting experience,
Yeah.
at most you get your money back.
Okay.
At this moment.
L.A.
yeah,
De La
and
Cruz is the king of highlight
Tucker
merchants.
is calling Ellie De La Cruz the king of highlight merchants, which is fair.
All I'll say about the Pirates as well is Bryce Elder has a much better ERA than Paul Skeens. So, like,
Yep.
are we really sure we want to be back in the Pirates?
I believe I think I have in my notes, one of the best ERAs in baseball right now.
Did Greg Maddux fix Bryce Elder? Did you see what Greg Maddux told him in the offseason? So Greg Maddux was giving Bryce Elder like pitching tips, and Bryce Elder, especially about his slider, and Bryce Elder basically was like, well, I don't really know if I want to mess with my slider. That's my strikeout pitch. And Greg Maddux told him, oh, so you're a strikeout pitcher, are you? And then basically was like, no, like, listen to me, because like that's not what Bryce Elder is. He's someone that just is going to pitch to contact, try and get ground balls. So
Yeah.
basically, in a very sarcastic way, was like, what the F are you talking about? Like, you're fooling yourself, but you're not fooling anyone else. It was just really funny. Very Greg Maddux.
Yeah, that's funny.
Another Greg Maddux stat. Has stolen a base in 10 straight seasons and never was caught, and is the only player in baseball history to do that.
He was what?
He stole a base in 10 straight seasons.
And,
And
never
was
got
never
caught
caught.
stealing. Interesting.
And is the only player to ever do that.
Interesting. Tucker said that he's willing to offer the Pirates Bryce Elder for Paul Skeens straight up, just out of the kindness of his heart.
I also would do that deal. The Pirates need help more than we do. So
I think the Pirates might decline.
Would the money work out there?
I mean, Paul
is
Skeens
Elder's
is on
contract?
a cheap deal
Elder's
right
making
now.
probably like the minimum.
Okay,
He's not gone through arbitration yet, so he's on his rookie deal.
there you right.
Yeah, so they're both on the rookie deals.
Mhm.
So cheapo. The Mets, preseason favorites to win their division, the NL East, currently sitting in last place with the second highest payroll in the MLB. And so I feel pretty good about being scared of the Mets because in my brain, since I started paying attention to baseball, feel like the Falcons of the MLB.
LOL Mets. Is very much a
LOL
thing.
Mets, exactly. So Falcons gonna Falcon, LOL Mets. Not a great start to the season for them after being preseason favorites.
Yeah, the offense hasn't found it yet. They've had numerous games where it's like they score 0 runs or they score 1 run. Juan Soto is hurt right now, so like they are missing their best hitter.
Yep.
But regardless, it's not been a great start at all. And Mets fans, because of LOL Mets and because of PTSD, are kind of beginning to panic, and I love it.
It's battered Aggie syndrome of the MLB.
Yeah, it could be. Though some would say Elko has cured battered Aggie syndrome, depending on who you talk
That
to.
is crazy. You think y'all are literally like 1-8-4 season away from being right back in it.
I trust my boy Mike Elko.
Maybe you do, but the majority of A&M fans, I don't know.
Do you trust your boy Marcel Reed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
With a smirk
I
on
trust
his face.
I trust Marcel Reed to run really well
Hey, he'll do that. The Braves.
and to Aura Farm.
The Braves.
Yep.
This is where I see something nice about them. Only team to have not lost a series, as everyone knows. But, I mean, that stat's been talked about. The stat I haven't seen talked about is they have the second best run differential in the MLB at plus 44, behind the Dodgers at plus 46. Third place is the Pirates at plus 19. So the difference between second and third is the same as the difference between third and 17th. So just an absolutely massive lead as far as run differential and dominance by the Dodgers and the Braves to start the 2026 season.
Yeah, we're cruising right now. I do think we're going to get some pitching regression soon just because the names in our starting rotation aren't great, but they have been pitching well right now. And one way to help out your pitchers is play fantastic defense behind them, and we have numerous sliding catches from Yastrzemski out in left field. We've turned double plays like crazy. Dubon's been great at short. Mateo's been great at short when he's played. And then even so, like, sure, the pitching rush is probably going to come, but also we're going to start getting other guys healthy, and so they can just take those spots if it does happen. Bryce Elder's not going to have a .77 ERA.
Correct.
The whole season. No one is, whether they're Bryce Elder or Paul Skeens. Gotta love the start. Once again, it's kind of like the Padres. Like, we're starting so well, but yet the Dodgers are still just that much better. I will say the only team that has scored more runs in baseball than the Braves is the Astros, which is funny because the Astros had the worst record in baseball.
Scored the most runs.
That could have changed after last night. This was a stat I saw yesterday.
It is, as of today, it is not the same, which I'll get to later because that is a stat I have to talk about as something funny.
But yeah, the Astros pitching has just been so horrible that it hasn't mattered that they've kind of raked. Well, it's been horrible, and their pitching staff is already very hurt. So,
playoff shakeup. So, once again, with the caveat that we are very early in the season, right now, if the playoffs started today, 4 AL playoff teams from last year would not make the playoffs this year. 3 NL teams would not make the playoffs. The most I had seen, I went back and looked at a couple of years. I hadn't seen, most I saw was like 3 teams replaced from one year to the next. So 4 does feel like a lot. That's I'm not going to try to do it off the top of my head because I can't remember. But 4 teams, AL teams who were in the playoffs last year would not be in the playoffs this year. The Nationals. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Nationals have the most runs for. So after something changed last night, I was looking at stats today. Nationals have the most runs for and the most runs against. And they are has not happened since 2008. Texas Rangers in 2008 finished the season with the most runs scored and the most runs scored against. So 18 years ago.
So they just passed the Astros then basically for the same stat. Their record, I think, is a little better than the Astros is.
Yeah. Rookie class this year has been really weird. Well, I'll get to why it's been weird. It's been good, and then I'll get to why it's weird. So it's been good. Kevin McGonigal has started the season, 905 OPS, 313 batting average.
Got paid.
12 walks with just 10 strikes. Yes, he did. Sal Stewart, slugging really well, a 303 batting average with over 1,000 OPS. So
pretty good.
2 home runs in a game yesterday. Third baseman for Cincinnati. He's playing really, really well. Chase DeLauder. 4 home runs in first 3 games of 2026, and then has only had 1 since then. He's hitting .260. And this is why it's weird, because I feel like it's unprecedented. We've got guys who, Cooper Pratt, shortstop for Milwaukee, signed an 8-year contract, 0 MLB games played. Cole Emerson, shortstop for Seattle, 8-year contract, 0 games played. Connor Griffin, shortstop for Pittsburgh, 8-year, $140 million contract, 5 games played. And then Kevin McGonigal, shortstop for Detroit, 8-year, $150 million, 18 games played. I went back and looked at like the last 3 or 4 years, and there were guys. I didn't find a lot of guys or any that I could find that had like played 0 games and were signing massive extensions.
Yeah, we're just on very much a like an exponential curve in that regard. Like a couple years ago, ice was broken in this regard of like this has kind of started to become a theme, and now it feels like it's gone mainstream, if that makes sense. Of more people being like, okay, yeah, like this makes sense to do it. Like
it makes sense to do it.
Mm-hmm, correct, because contracts are just getting more and more expensive, and it's less and less likely that these mid-market teams or small market teams are ever going to be able to keep these guys in house if they don't sign them early.
Yep.
So you might as well jump on it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, those guys could flame out to be a bust and it's a bad contract. But they don't even really have to be all that fantastic to like make those numbers worth it because of how crazy contracts get in the MLB in terms of length and value. So it really is a bit of a bargain. And then on the flip side, the player guarantees themselves generational wealth without having to be good. So.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean,
I do wonder if the upcoming negotiations also have anything to do with it. That I don't know.
I don't know. It makes a lot of sense to me because it's the best way to keep the Dodgers from coming in and taking your players. And I wonder.
At the very least, you can trade them to the Dodgers
Correct.
if it comes down to
Correct.
it. You get something back.
I wonder how this impacts the upcoming players association. What's it called? The
CBA.
Thank you. Collective bargaining agreement. That's what I was looking for. How much this will affect the collective bargaining agreement? Because if teams and managers feel like they found the hack, like, does that mean we have baseball in 2027? You know, because we've joked that the season for 2020, like, this is the last year we're going to have baseball, obviously. I wonder if that's the case or if teams have figured, you know what? We actually figured out how to handle the Dodgers. We're just going to sign all of our young players to long-term contracts. If it doesn't work out, inflation means that we aren't actually, like, losing too much money. If it does work out, we now have a player who would have signed after arbitration, right, with the Dodgers for a huge sum. We now have them locked in for 8 or 10 years.
It is just tough because, I mean, I still like the moves by the teams, but, like, some of those guys, like, a 6-year deal, 7-year deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they're free agents at 27, 28, right smack in the middle of their prime. Like, they're still going to be looking for big-time money at that point.
Yeah.
So you still don't get to keep them necessarily forever, depending on how it goes. Because, yeah, then it's like, you know, now can I get $50 million a year for 5 more years or something like that?
Yep.
And they may not be able to say yes to that. Slash, you get into the Braves situation where the Braves are one of the first teams to really do it, be very aggressive with extensions to young players. Michael Harris, Spencer Strider, Acuna got his really early. Ozzie got his really early. They've worked out to varying degrees of success. But now it's like, okay, there's some other young guys I think we probably would like to sign to deals, but we probably don't really have the money. Because now it's like, okay, now we really do need them to be on the cheap contract still because we've already paid all the other ones. Like, I would love to give Spencer Schwellenbach the Spencer Strider contract, but I just don't know if we have the money to because we've already done it to others. So like, at some point you even like lose that ability in a sense. Tucker in the chat asked, do you think the Players Union likes or hates these young players signing these deals?
Lowers their ceilings but raises their floor for career earnings.
It's a good question, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah, as
I
not a
wonder if-
member of the Players Union.
I wonder if they're not sure yet either because it is such a new thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Which it's a little bit of a cop-out, but it's also
It
like
is
a
little bit of
fair,
cop-out,
like...
yeah. I think they probably like it, to be fair, because I think one of the biggest things about the Players Union is, like, stability for the players. And so, like, hey, I just helped, though they didn't really do anything. All these young players lock in $100+ million career earnings. And that seems like a win.
Yeah, I think
and I'm sure all those young players, like, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, what would I do if I was Connor Griffin at 20 years old and I had just signed that contract? Like, how would I feel? And I was like, I feel like I just wouldn't honestly be able to, like, do anything but sit there and, like, start laughing because of how absurd that is and how much money I just made.
You just start laughing at your boss like, oh, I just fleeced y'all.
I think I probably would wait till I got home.
That's fair.
And then I'd celebrate with my wife. To be like, let's go eat some steak. And so, like, if the players are happy, why would the Players Association not be happy?
No, that's what I was going to say. Is because I feel like the Players Association is probably happy because they represent not just the Mike Trouts, Aaron Judges, Shohei Ohtani's, but they represent all the players. And so I feel like this kind of more guys getting more larger contracts and maybe the top-end guys getting less big money, like, is good if you're the Players Union because more players are benefiting, even if a few players are losing a little bit.
Sure. Fact of the matter right now is they have bigger fish to fry with the upcoming CBA and try and figure out how do we not let the MLB put a salary cap in and stuff like that to cap our earnings.
Plus, sorry.
So, yeah, I think this is probably on the back burner for now.
Yeah, plus if you're Shohei or Mike Trout and you think that you want the bigger payday, bet on yourself. Don't sign it.
Correct. You don't have to.
You don't have to sign it if you think that you're going to get an even bigger payday when you're 22, 23, if you come out of high school.
Yeah.
24, somewhere in there. Like, bet on yourself. Don't sign it. Play out your rookie contract and then go get your payday.
Now, it's pretty clear that the agents side with the teams in terms of, like, maybe not side with the teams, but, like, the agents view it as a good investment for the young players, too, because it's just so much money and such a sure thing.
Yeah. Let's see. What other notes did I have? I think I also was also going to hit on the A's. Yes, the A's Currently in the lead in the AL West. Not expecting that at all. Shea Langolier.
Langoliers, yeah.
Hit a 467-foot home run last night. So it led me down the rabbit hole of how far balls have been hit. Did not realize that we've had 500-foot home runs before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I thought that was the one.
Very rare, but
I thought that the 500-foot mark was the one where it's like, oh yeah, back in 1918, Babe Ruth hit one, and everyone's like, I saw it, and no one believes it. Kind of like the Wilt 100 game.
sure.
I didn't realize 500 had been done like actually.
I mean, Acuna hit a 495-foot home run. 2022? I think. I don't remember what season.
Somebody had a 500-foot in 2019 in the postseason too.
My dad claims
Oh boy.
that Bo Jackson hit Templeton twice in a series here at State.
That's crazy.
So that I'm pretty ssure that's like 550.
It's got to be. I don't believe it, but it's got to be.
That's what he claims.
And maybe they just were juice baseballs. I mean, speaking of 2019, the 2019 season was all-time juice baseballs.
That's the record for most home runs in a season, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Which
so,
was I was watching the video. You know, I told you I was going down my MLB history pipe rabbit hole. 2019 or 2017 smashed like the previous record, and then 2019 smashed that record. I remember that part very clearly.
It is genuinely so stupid that it's like the only sport where like the ball just randomly changes and they don't
Yeah.
necessarily tell you.
Yeah.
So
I was talking to my brother. That's all I have as far as notes on like MLB storylines. I will say, I wanted to shout out a couple more players. Mason Miller for the Padres,
Yep.
which I could have thrown him in there, but I put him in my best player segment. In relief for the Padres, or I guess as a closer, has pitched 7 games. He's allowed 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 18 strikes in 7 and a third innings pitched.
he's, I mean, so far to go in the season, but he's the most likely Cy Young candidate out of the bullpen we've had in a long time. So shout out to him. He's been fantastic.
And then 5 players with a sub-1 ERA. Jose Soriano, .33 ERA.
He's nasty. He cooked the Braves.
Michael Wacha,
Gig him.
.43 ERA. How long ago?
Dude, I think when we were looking at the MLB drafts last night, I think he was drafted in the first round in 2012.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Shohei Ohtani, .5. I saw he pitched without hitting.
Yeah.
Or, was that right? Was that the
Yes, correct.
pitched without hitting for the first time since like 2022? So, I don't know why. I don't know what the
No, it's just
decision
the way they're
making.
trying to keep him healthy, and
Yeah.
also they have so many other good hitters
Yeah,
they can
that's
afford
true.
it.
True. Bryce Elder, who we talked about earlier, Braves, .77 ERA. And then finally, Chad Patrick, .95 ERA. I did not check what Paul Skeens is.
Where's Chad? Is Chad Patrick?
I didn't put it in my notes.
Okay.
So I cannot
I
want
to say Diamondback, but that could just be so wrong.
I will type and talk.
I want to. Oh, go ahead. You got something else?
No, I'll just type then.
Shea Langoliers, you mentioned, along with Drake Baldwin, along with William Contreras, are all tied for the lead in F-WAR for catchers. One common theme between those 3 guys is they all started in the Braves farm system.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say maybe the Braves are becoming a bit of a catching lab.
Yeah. Brewers is where Chad Patrick is.
Okay, that also
I
makes
said-
sense.
If I
Chad-
go ahead.
No.
If I knew how, like if I could figure out how to do this efficiently without it being a big pain in the butt, I said it'd be really fun to do like best players to be in every team's organization but never play for them. So you like talk about those catchers that I assume didn't play for y'all.
William Contreras played for the Major League club for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Shea never played.
Before just not fully having a spot because of Sean Murphy and how good he was. And the one thing we did not fix that the Brewers fixed is he was never really a great defensive catcher.
Yeah.
And that has since changed since going to the Brewers. But correct. Shea never played because we traded him to get Matt Olson.
He was a part of
Mhm.
one of the Athletics trades. I think
Yes.
it was for Matt.
Very much worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think Trey Turner was in the Padres organization. I don't think he ever played for them. I remember seeing that the other day. So it's just like kind of like how Kobe got drafted by the Hornets. Luka got drafted by the Hawks. Like those, like the memes about NBA players that got drafted and traded. I think it'd be really fun to like. It would also hurt a little bit because I was looking back at some of the players, like looking back at the old MLB drafts, guys the Dodgers have drafted, and then traded and never played for us is like, dang, like if we had just kept that guy instead of trading him, he would have been really good. If we just kept this guy or that guy. So I think that'd be kind of
Sure.
painful, but also really interesting to be like best players that never played for your organization and do all 30 teams. If only I had unlimited time. Talking about, like you said, it's weird the ball changes. I was talking about records with my brother, like records that will never be broken. Records. It was like a YouTube series of like 15-minute videos, like records that will never be broken, records you don't want broken, stuff like that. And the MLB is so weird because, like, it hasn't changed. I mean, it has changed, but not in the way I feel like the NFL has changed with the introduction of like massively impactful new rules. Like, I guess you have the runner on second for extra innings, which changes some. But I just feel like the MLB has been a little bit more timeless as far as its rules, which makes the records like easier to. When the records are like really old, it's a lot easier to be like, oh yeah, that holds up. Whereas you've got like old NFL records, or when old NFL records are broken, I always have a hint of cynicism that's like, yeah, but we play an 18 or 17 game schedule now.
Sure.
Yeah, but we do this and that now. We have expanded playoffs, right? So, more playoff games, stuff like that. I just feel like the MLB is a little bit more timeless, and so old records hold up better, and it also like is sadder when or it's more valid when they're broken.
Yeah, I think part of that's fair. There are still some insane records. Matt Olson just hit 801 straight games played.
Yeah, and the
and
old
he's
record
still
is
8 years behind Cal Ripken or something
Cal
crazy
Ripken,
like
yep.
that. I don't think that
it's
was
like over
getting
2,000
touched.
games.
Partially just because of how insane it is that he was able to do that, but also just in the modern age, teams prioritize rest and even just sitting for minor injuries, whereas back then it was kind of like, if I can get out on the field, I'm playing.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see that one touched. Joe DiMaggio's hit streak is one that I think is going to be very hard to be topped. I think it's 66 games or something like that. Maybe it's like 73. It's in that range. I should know. I only read the American Childhood Classic Joe DiMaggio biography like 8 times. 369 career home runs, 363 career strikeouts. That is insane. He'd be more respected if he didn't miss multiple seasons of his prime to fighting in World War II.
Yeah, him
that hurts.
and
Ted Williams missed
Ted
times.
Williams,
Yeah,
yes.
he's the big one that missed multiple years of his prime as well to that. But yeah, there's you are like, the game is really timeless.
Yeah.
No, some has changed, but really the essence of the game has not.
Yep.
So, on to trivia.
That's all I have. Let me make a quick graphic, so
Sure.
just ramble for a sec.
Yeah, I'll explain some of the rules / what we have to look forward to. I'm trying to find my Google Docs app.
Do y'all get amused by yourself sometimes?
Sometimes, like how so?
Well, I
Like
gotta
you make a joke to yourself in your head.
No, I just thought of a funny concept, and now I just made it. Now I can't wait to say it next week on the draft live stream. In the event, Casey Concepcion is drafted in the first round. He'll be the highest draft pick for a player with a speech impediment since Earl Campbell went number 1 overall in 1978 to the Houston Oilers.
That's big for Earl Campbell.
Sports Center, ESPN type stat right there.
Yeah.
How did you find that?
I was just going through Casey's profile, and then I looked up NFL players with speech impediment. and I found that.
That's how you. That's what was my question. Like, how did you find out?
That was not. I made that stat up.
Yeah, but I was curious how you found out what the highest drafted player with a speech impediment was. You
I just looked up players that had it, and I saw Earl Campbell. I was like, didn't he go in the top 5? He was number 1 overall, running back to the Houston Oilers.
Did y'all see Casey Concepcion's article in the Players Tribune today?
And maybe that's what I'm reading.
Is this where he wrote the message to NFL teams?
No,
Yeah, and he was
reading
like,
on
"I'm the best
something
wide
else.
receiver." Like you know.
Oh, I did see
I'm gonna
that,
give you my
yes.
all, and then he signed off with like, "Did I stutter?" And then his name, which is like pretty good, but
That is
also
pretty
unbiased. We have 4 rounds, 20 questions.
Okay.
Each round has
Each round or 4 rounds, 5
4
questions
rounds,
each?
5 questions each.
Okay.
each question is just worth a point. You and JP will face off. Sanders, JP will face off. And each round has like a bit of a theme. Like the first round is just like I'm gonna give you a player. You have to tell me the year they were drafted. Second round, I will give you a player. You have to tell me the round they were drafted.
Ooh.
Third round, I will give you 2 players. You have to tell me who was drafted higher. And then in the fourth round, you have to tell me what pick this player was drafted with.
What pick he was drafted with?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I will clarify. All those are first round draft picks.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't. What?
Pick number
Yeah.
71.
Yeah. No.
Some
I
mid
knew
second
that,
rounder, third
that it
rounder.
would be hard enough, even if I just was like in the first round. And obviously, I didn't give like a what pick was Joe Burrow drafted with. Nothing like that.
What pick was Bradley Chubb drafted with, JP?
And also, nothing is 5th. Was he 5th overall?
I actually can't remember.
Okay.
I thought he was 4th, but I'm not positive.
No clue.
And nothing is pre-2010.
Big time.
So it's all very much our era.
I mean, I would have loved post 2015, but we'll take 2010.
And I also will say, it probably does skew more recent than 2010.
Big time. Big time.
But I will be honest and say it doesn't go back past 2010.
Cool. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
First question. What year? One last quick clarifying question about rules of the game. It's just whoever says it first gets the point. But you only get one guess, and if you are wrong, the other person gets a guess before you can go again.
Okay.
So like that, to keep you a little honest, but before you just start blurting stuff out.
Yeah. We need buzzers. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun. And I get final say, obviously, on who said it first.
Correct.
But you can try and contest. First question: what year was Blake Bortles drafted?
2015.
Nope.
2014.
Correct. 1-0 JP. Second question: what year was Calvin Ridley drafted?
2017.
Nope.
Oh, now I got to okay. I'm going to say 2018.
Correct. 1-1. Riveting start. This one is near and dear to my heart. What year was Von Miller drafted?
2013.
No.
2010.
Nope. Starts fresh.
2012.
Nope.
2011.
Dang
Correct.
it. Cam Newton was first overall in 2012. I thought Cam Newton was first overall in 2011. Andrew Luck was
Pretty sure it was
I don't think
Andrew Luck was first overall. I thought Von
Von-
Miller was first, but he clearly
I
was
was
not.
scared it was.
Okay.
Von Miller went second overall.
Andrew
Pretty
Luck
sure.
was first overall in 12. Cam Newton was first overall in 11.
Yes.
Von Miller did not go. That's what got me stuck up because I was trying to think about a
year he
year
went
that
first
didn't
overall.
have.
Yes, yeah.
Dang it.
This one is near and dear to y'all's hearts, theoretically. What year was Charles Cross drafted?
2019. No.
That is
No.
So he just finished.
That's so bad. All right, I gotta have a
We were
number
just
locked and loaded.
2022.
Correct.
Freak.
3-1. In the wrong decade. And then last one for round one. What year was Jamal Adams drafted?
2017.
Correct.
That was gonna be my guess.
I just
should've
watched
said
the
it.
2017 draft like a week and a half ago.
Convenient.
It was very convenient.
After round 1,
2
2
to
to
3.
3. JP has a slight edge.
Are we doing? Do the points values go up?
No.
Okay, I should have clarified in the beginning.
Um,
JP's not even locked in. He's over there on Google. What are we
I'm trying
doing?
to confirm Earl Campbell's speech impediment.
yeah, that's fair. It'd be a bad thing to just, give somebody that wasn't true.
Yeah, Tucker just pointed out Charles Cross was a senior in high school in 2019. Okay, I'm gonna give a quick explanation. No, I can't even defend it. I just
You
botched
just went
that
too
one.
quick.
I did just go too quick. Jeffrey Simmons and Montez Sweat were 2019, correct? Tucker and Jonathan Abrams. And so I think that like when he said near and dear to my heart,
Jonathan-
like our hearts.
Jonathan Abram will come up later.
Really?
He's in a future question. A little
I think
spoiler.
when he said it's near and dear to our hearts, I just like locked and loaded 2019. And when I heard Charles Cross, I was like, yes, Mississippi State big guy. And I was probably just like, I should have thought about it a little bit longer.
Big guy.
Yeah, that was a sell by me.
Big guy.
You ready, JP, for round 2?
On to round 2, which once again I'm going to give
Big
you a
guy.
player and the year they were drafted. You have to tell me the round they were drafted in. These are all non-first rounders. First one. What round was Nakobe Dean drafted in 2022?
Second.
Nope.
Well,
Third round.
Correct.
I'm about to say it's not any lower than that. So
4-2.
Easy.
Second question of round 2. What round was George Kittle drafted in 2017?
4th round pick.
Incorrect.
5th.
Correct.
There we go.
4-3.
Man, I get a lot more right when I wait till on JP to go.
Next question. What round was Commander legend Cam Curl drafted in 2020?
5th round pick.
No.
4th.
No.
6th.
Nope.
3rd.
Nope.
That's all right. So we got 2 left, JP. Oh wait, I can guess,
50-50
right? Because we
chance.
both guessed the same number of times.
You can guess, yeah.
2nd.
7th is correct. He was a 7th round
Too
pick.
I went the wrong way.
Great
I,
value by the Commanders, man.
I went the wrong way.
Way too easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it only
way
took
too
you 3
easy.
guesses.
Next question. That one was easy. I mean, 7th round pick. That was easily the hardest of the bunch. Question 4. We are 8 questions. It's 5-3. Yeah. What round was Nick Chubb drafted in 2018?
2nd.
Correct.
First pick of the 2nd round, I believe, in 2018, because it was,
He was first or
Baker
second?
Mayfield, and then it was by the Browns. So unless they traded, which they might have, I don't know why they'd be picking 2nd. But yeah, he was picked.
We'll do a quick Google real quick.
Yeah, I loved that pick. I mean, I loved Nick Chubb coming out of college. I love that entire draft by the Browns. Getting
35th
Mayfield
overall.
Wow, that's so. I don't remember why they didn't have their pick in the 2nd round, unless there were.
Were they tied and so like shifted down the line?
Oh, I forgot it does that.
Yeah.
I forgot it does that. I didn't actually learn about that until this year, so that would make sense. But yeah, I love that entire 2018 draft.
They did well.
By the Browns, getting Baker, Denzel Ward, Chubb. That team coming out of 2018, because then they traded for Jabril Peppers, I believe, or traded him away. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But that entire team, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, a good offensive line, Myles Garrett. That was a fun team.
Was Josh Gordon technically there? Or
Uh,
was that previous?
I believe he was like in and out,
yeah.
but yeah.
5-4.
JP.
Yes, and last question of the 2nd round. What round was Jacoby Brissett drafted in 2016?
4th round pick.
Incorrect.
3rd.
Correct.
About to say yeah.
So it is tied.
Big time.
5 to
Halfway.
5.
I mean, this is you can't get better sentiment than this right
Couldn't
here.
write a better script.
Imagine if we scripted trivia. That'd be crazy.
If it's tied, I'll have to find a
tiebreaker.
3rd round, I'm going to give you 2 players. You tell me who was drafted higher. Who was drafted higher in 2016? Laquan Treadwell or Corey Coleman?
Treadwell.
Corey Coleman.
Corey Coleman is correct. I mean, they really, you only get one shot at
Yeah,
this.
that one's,
So it is pretty tough. 6-5 Sanders. Who was drafted higher in 2021? Najee Harris or Travis Etienne?
Etienne was.
First
Incorrect.
round. Oh, Najee Harris. Big time. I guess Najee Harris was
They were
early
back to
20s.
back.
Oh, were they back to back?
And Najee Harris was taken 1 pick higher. Would you say that was a good or bad pick, looking back?
Najee Harris?
Yeah.
Bad pick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was injured.
He had
4 straight years of 1,000 yards.
and what did the Steelers have to show for it?
Well, I mean, who was handing him the rock?
Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett. No, I agree.
Duck Hodges.
I agree, but that running backs are so dependent on the team. They had a decent running offensive line, so he had 1,000 yards, but they didn't win enough.
Yeah, I would argue it was not his fault.
I agree. I'm not saying it's his fault.
He had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I think that's pretty good.
That is good.
How many 1,000-yard seasons does Etienne have?
2.
Yeah. The jury's still out. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Third
on their careers.
Yeah.
Sanders always hates him because he tore his Achilles.
I mean, that did kind of screw us, but I feel like jury doesn't have much longer because they're both on their second contracts as running back, so they're kind of cooked.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, but Etienne's a top 5 back in the league next season. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think Najee has had the better career so far, but Najee just popped his Achilles,
I agree.
and so
and who's had the better career?
yes, and Etienne still has time to add. Technically, Najee does too, but since Najee tore his Achilles, it's looking a lot more dire for his career and longevity than it is for potentially Etienne. As Etienne, is a top 5 back this season apparently, and is going to produce accordingly.
That's big time.
I would hope so.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, if he's a top 5 back, you want him to produce like a top 5 back.
In theory.
Third question.
Am I up
Maybe not
6-5
in
now?
practice.
7-5. 7-5.
Who was drafted higher in the 2019 draft? Jonathan Abram or Darnell Savage?
Jonathan Abram.
Incorrect.
I had to rip the state guy.
Darnell Savage.
Correct. I thought Darnell Savage was going to be so good, and it's solely because his name is Darnell Savage.
Drafted by the Packers.
Correct.
And then traded to the Browns.
Packers guy. And so
I
was like...
That's who it was. It wasn't Jabril Peppers. They shipped off Peppers to the Giants for OBJ and then brought in Savage.
6-7 is the score right now.
It is. That is the score.
Huge.
That's crazy.
Who was drafted higher in 2013?
Oh, boy.
Travis
I was
Kelce
11.
or Zach Ertz?
Zach Ertz.
Correct. Zach Ertz was drafted in the 2nd round. Travis Kelce was taken in the 3rd round.
3rd round. Okay. Out of Cincinnati.
Do you know where Zach Ertz went to college?
Arizona?
I couldn't tell you. That's...
I feel like it's a Big 12 school. Can we get a fact check on that?
I have no clue.
I mean, I really hope it's Arizona. I doubt it is. I feel like I'm going to hear it and be mad that I didn't get it right.
Stanford.
Yeah, mad that I didn't get it right. When I said Big 12, I meant Pac-12 because I genuinely did because Arizona used to be Pac-12. That's still a sell by me. I got to know that. Zach Ertz went to Stanford. Tough sell.
This puts you up
8-6 because it was just 6-7.
No, but see, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah, because there's one more question in this round, so it does. In my eyes,
Yeah.
3rd round is over, so we can't be at 14.
Yeah. One more question left.
This one is slightly different.
Okay.
And you will see as I read it, so you'll just have to maybe sit with this one for just a second longer.
That's good.
Give me the order drafted in 2023. So from first drafted to last drafted between Zay Flowers, JSN, Quentin Johnson, and Jordan Addison. I need all 4 in the correct order.
Can you say the 4 names again?
Correct. It's the 4 wide receivers that were drafted 4 in a row. Zay Flowers, JSN, Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison in the 2023 draft.
And we have to...
I need all 4 in the correct order.
Okay. This could take a while because there's a lot of different combinations.
Correct.
It's actually only 2 combinations.
I don't know how he got that.
Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnson, JSN, Jordan Addison.
That is your guess?
Yes.
Can you repeat it, please?
Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnson, JSN, Jordan Addison.
Incorrect.
Okay, so it's the other one.
I'm going to go Zay Flowers first, and then Jordan Addison, JSN, Quentin Johnson.
Incorrect.
JP?
Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnston, Jordan Addison, JSN.
Incorrect.
I mean,
now I feel like I need to double check this.
I'm also just like, was Zay Flowers the first wide receiver taken? I mean, okay, I've got to guess. I can rip something. I really thought JSN was the first wide receiver taken, so I'm going to say JSN, even if I could be wrong. I'll say JSN, then I'll go Quentin Johnston, then I'll go Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison.
Correct.
Bang! That's what I thought. I thought JSN was first. Because I remember looking
Then why
back,
did you say...
because he was so confident, I was like, I'll tail him. And then if he was like, if he's on the wrong
I'm
track...
I'm losing the game, so...
Only reason I know that is because I went back and looked at some of my... I was looking like an old Google Doc or something, and it was like Sanders 2021?
2023.
2023 mock draft, and I had JSN at 6 to the Raiders, I believe. And I was like, dang, I look kind of like a genius now because the Raiders would have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
They got Trey Tucker, so they do.
Yeah, so it was JSN, Quentin Johnston,
Zay Flowers.
and then
Jordan Addison. Would
Yeah.
you rather have Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison over Quentin Johnson?
I don't think so.
Insane hesitation.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't mind Jordan Addison, especially like year 1 and 2 as a second option.
I would
behind
1,000% rather have the other two guys.
I think I would too.
Over Quentin
I definitely
Johnson?
would rather have Zay Flowers.
But no, Quentin Johnston's about to break out, guys. Y'all don't even get it. He just had his best season of his career. He's about to break out.
Okay. Sure.
Nah, it's too mean.
What did you say?
I was going to say something, but it's too mean. It's fine. With what quarterback?
That's crazy. That's where you draw the line.
All right. On to the last round. JP needs a big-time comeback. He's down 3 points.
Light work.
It is 9-6.
9-6. Here we go.
This is, you have to give me the exact pick they were drafted with. What pick was Jalen Ramsey drafted with in 2016? What pick in the first round, I should clarify. What overall, however you want it.
6th.
Incorrect.
7.
Incorrect.
11th.
Incorrect.
8th.
Incorrect.
10th.
Incorrect.
For the viewers, I'm sure this is riveting.
9th.
Incorrect.
We can both guess here.
Now I'm trying to be like, I'm gonna, y'all.
I don't know
We're
what
gonna
we
struggle
said.
to know what's already been guessed.
5th.
Correct.
Bang! I was about to say 12th, so
10
I'm
to
glad I
6.
chose the other way.
I was about to start playing hot and cold,
That would have been huge. JP is going to need to win out here.
and he can potentially.
Oh.
What pick was Micah Parsons drafted with in 2021?
11th.
Incorrect.
Yeah, it wasn't even close to 11. 12.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's crazy. That's crazy. I knew as soon as I said it, too, that it was 12, and you're like, not even close to 11. You should be allowed to guess 12. After you say it's not close to 11,
So it's a good guess.
yeah, my guess was as good as you can get and not be right. Well, it's tied for closest you can get.
True. Unless you guess like 11 and a half.
I did not guess that.
Yeah, you could have though. I
Could've?
would have said incorrect. I don't round for you, but
Not even if I said 11.8.
10-7.
JP trying to make a comeback.
What pick, near and dear to my heart as well, was Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, drafted with in 2019?
6th.
Incorrect.
That was Daniel Jones.
I was going to guess 8th.
Incorrect.
5th.
Incorrect.
7th.
Incorrect.
10th.
Incorrect.
I've been one off this entire time. 9th.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Hold up.
Jeez.
2019, Kyler Murray was first. Daniel Jones was, I believe, 6th. Was Haskins, I already said 10th. 11th?
Incorrect.
13th.
Incorrect.
15th.
Correct.
Okay.
He was, I believe he was the Commander's second first-round pick that year.
Behind Chase Young, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everyone thought he was going to go 6 to Daniel Jones.
To the Giants. Yeah.
Yes. 6 to the Giants.
Instead of
Daniel
Daniel
Jones
Jones.
goes there instead. He slides to us. I think we get the steal of the draft. I'm elated.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work out like that. But it is what it is. I also did see an old Stephen A. Smith take about Dwayne Haskins, saying that Dwayne Haskins, like coming out of college, was more of a runner than a thrower. This is the guy that had like under 200 career rushing yards from scrimmage in college. So
Yeah.
not quite positive what Stephen A. Smith was on, but
I mean, he kind of did look more like a runner, but he didn't run.
sure.
I wonder if there's a quarterback who's done that, just been a complete passer in college and then added a run game to their level, to their bag.
Tom Brady.
I don't know about that one. Didn't he have like finished his career with negative rushing yards?
No, I thought he pushed the pile to get to positive
He did.
on his career. Like he took the knee, but he like kind of like
I
stepped
can't
forward.
remember. I do remember
So
something
he
like
didn't
that,
take
but I
a-
don't think it was for. I can't remember.
Well, this is all ceremonious. Though maybe I'll make the last.
Winner take all.
Yeah, the last question, winner
There you
take
go.
all, or at least we'll give JP the chance to tie it up with the last question. Fourth question of the fourth round: what pick was Roma Dunze drafted with in 2024?
Sixth.
Incorrect.
I keep thinking all these guys are drafted way higher than they were. Marvin Harrison was drafted 4th. Wide receiver 1.
13.
Incorrect.
Was it that? I guess, yeah. 12th.
Incorrect.
Nah, 8th.
Incorrect. I believe 8th was Michael Penix.
Yes. That sounds right. 10th.
Incorrect.
9th.
No way the Bears.
Correct.
9th.
It was 9. Shout out
was
9.
Malik Neighbors was ahead of him? Because it was
Malik Neighbors went what, 6th?
Marvin Harrison was 4th. Was Neighbors 6th? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say Neighbors was 6th.
So JP won that one?
He did.
All right, making it a game. I mean, not really. But kind of. Making the score make it look close.
Backdoor covering would be the word for it.
We should have had a spread. I mean, realistically, though, if we had a spread at the beginning, you would have been favored.
In theory. I wouldn't say so. I would have called it a pick 'em.
I probably would have called it a pick'em too. I mean, this is so like arbitrary, like just
Yeah, like, I mean, also, insider, trading, like, you wouldn't have known that I watched the 2017 draft 2 weeks
correct.
ago.
I should have stayed away from the 2017 draft. Apparently, round 3 also, it's like if you're just wrong, the other person gets it right. So like,
True.
that has nothing to
was
do
pretty
with ball
funny.
knowledge.
That was pretty funny.
Last question.
Unless you just get it right
if JP
first.
gets this one right, it'll be a tie, and we will go to a
tiebreaker that you
tiebreaker.
don't even have ready?
that I will come up with
Oh, boy.
to draw up some stakes. What pick was Quentin Nelson drafted with in
6th.
2018? Correct. Actually, you didn't let me finish the question. I'm
Oh,
just
my
kidding.
gosh. That'd be crazy. I should have let JP win. First rule of content creation is make things entertaining. I should have let you win. My bad.
It's good. 3-point game.
Yeah. What was the final score? 12 to 8? 4-point game?
Yeah, 12-8 sounds
12-8.
about right.
Man, I'm honestly grateful to have won just so we didn't have to make Jack figure out a tiebreaker on the fly.
I could have come up with a fire tiebreaker.
Anything else? Anything sports related?
Earl Campbell didn't have a speech impediment.
Okay.
Good to know.
I'm glad we cleared that one up.
Through 2 different Google searches, Google Gemini, also known as Gem, in the engineering world, said Earl Campbell dealt with a speech impediment, and then said Earl Campbell doesn't have a speech impediment.
Shout
So,
out, Jim.
big shout out to Jim. So instead, the fun fact is going to be highest draft pick for player with speech impediment in NFL history. Next closest is. This could have been the tiebreaker. But
No
if
idea.
it was you guys.
I have no idea.
Drafted by the Chargers in the 4th round in 2003.
No idea.
Darren Sproles.
Shout out
Oh.
Darren Sproles.
Crazy.
A name I actually do know. Last thing I have to say, and this was almost my rotten egg, and I probably should have made it a rotten egg, but I wanted to keep it more well known to
Oh, I
kind
wanna
of the
read
common
this, too.
interests.
We literally talk about that one We've talked about that Swedish soccer team twice.
Well, this is soccer related.
You can't be like, I want to keep things well known and talk about a Swedish. What's their name?
Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt. You cannot talk about them twice in a year and then be like, I want to keep things mainstream.
Well, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Kirk Cousins
Oh boy.
has won as many games as Tottenham have in Tottenham Stadium over the past 8 months.
Okay.
They both have won 1 game in that stadium.
Did the Falcons win a
I guess,
game in
yeah,
London?
They must have.
Interesting.
And Tottenham's probably going to get relegated, which is insane to think about.
Crazy.
Thought they lost to the Colts.
Apparently not.
Or was that game in Germany?
I think that game was in Germany.
Well, then when did Kirko play?
Let me see if I can find the stat again.
Kirko chains.
Maybe last.
No, he said in the last 8 months, so it had to been this year. You like that? You like that, man? Shout out the Orioles, down 4-0 to the Guardians. I'm excited for watching that game last night. Made me so excited for baseball, which I'm sure is going to change because we're going to start losing games again. But winning baseball games is so fun. We should just do that all the time.
I apologize. I got the wrong white quarterback
Okay.
in there. Carson Wentz
Okay.
has as many
Yep.
wins at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the last 8 months
Carson Wentz drafted
as Tottenham does.
2017 first overall?
I forgot who the Vikings beat that week.
Was Wentz first overall in 20?
He was second to Jared Goff.
Was that?
Pretty sure.
No, cause
That's right. Yeah.
No, because the Vikings played the Commanders in what? Berlin or Madrid?
Well, no, the Vikings played back-to-back
Goff was
weeks
16.
there last year.
Gotcha.
They lost
So
the
was
second
Wentz.
game, and they won the first game. But I don't remember who they played in the first game.
Well, the Vikings beat the Commanders overseas,
Then maybe it was the Commanders.
but J.J. McCarthy started that game because we got diced by 9. 9 led like a 12-minute drive on us to open up the game, something crazy like that.
That's pretty embarrassing for y'all. Who you said Vikings versus?
They beat the Browns. Dylan Gabriel started that game.
Man, they got to see great ball in Tottenham Stadium.
How many?
They played the week prior
Yeah.
and lost to Steelers, I think.
Wait.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. One in Dublin and then one in London, and then y'all played a game in Germany.
I think Madrid.
Madrid.
I think we were the Madrid game.
Cool.
Not against the Vikings.
Not against the
last year.
Vikings.
9 beat y'all 31-0.
Y'all
In-
played
in
Madrid
Washington.
against.
That's
Y'all-
crazy.
Y'all want to know who y'all lost to in Madrid?
Thought you played the Dolphins.
Yep.
It
y'all
was the
lost to the
Dolphins.
Dolphins in
No,
Madrid.
that was big. Thank you, Matt Gay. I believe Matt Gay sold that game for us in Madrid.
That's crazy.
It's all a slog of watching really bad defense, man. I won't lie.
So you know Max Hennicher,
Yeah.
Yep.
Arizona State.
Arizona State guy? You know how he didn't start playing football until 2021?
Yeah.
His favorite football player when he was interviewed in 2023 by the Arizona State writers or whatever was Penei Sewell. When asked why he liked Penei Sewell and what he implemented from Sewell's skill set, he said, keep in mind this is a guy who second year playing football. It's a lot of stuff, man. That guy, he does a lot of stuff, Consistency too. That's a big part of his game. And just watching him see how he handles certain stuff, I just kind of look at that and try to put that into my game too. Not exactly copying it exactly, but just seeing how certain stuff he does can help me become a better player.
What a quote. Maybe you should just try and copy Penei Sewell exactly. I think that would work for him. It's
Yeah.
worked, Penei Sewell's worked out pretty well.
That was a joy to read this morning. Any guesses on his favorite Pop-Tart flavor? Max Hennicher.
S'mores.
No.
Is it chocolate chip cookie dough? My
No.
goat.
Is it a fruit flavor or just like a sweet flavor?
It's a sweet flavor.
Okay. Is it brown sugar cinnamon?
It is.
Okay, good. That's the right answer.
It is. I agree.
Yeah, okay, I would draft him now. Commanders at 7. I have nothing else.
Me
We want
neither.
to close this. Cool.
We will be live Monday
Yeah.
talking basketball. maybe?
Yeah, we'll probably just kind of take a peek at what happened over the weekend as the first round playoff game started. You have a Mississippi State
Yes.
segment,
We will be 4-0 in our last 4 games at that time.
and we'll probably give final draft thoughts. Just as kind of, I'm sure at that point some rumblings will start happening. There
Yep.
may be some movement from some players last minute. There'll be some report that comes out that nukes a player.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll have seen a trade by then, or if the trades are just going to happen on draft night. It feels like we're getting closer and closer, and more teams are going to try to trade up.
Sure.
Like, I've seen Tom McShay mock the Saints to trade up to 3 to draft Alvaro Reese. Cowboys trading up has been a pretty common one. The Browns trading down. The Jets trading back up from 16 to have 2 top 10 picks because they have 4 in the top 44. So I wonder if we'll have seen one by Monday.
How about we do a mock draft on Monday where every pick has to be a trade?
That wouldn't be a unique idea, but we can
Not at
do
all.
that.
I don't actually. That would be so chaotic. And then you also just have to be like, who were the Raiders trading out of number 1 for? The Jets.
The Chargers offered Justin Herbert and pick 21.
Do you think all 3 first-round picks from the Jets next year
would be enough to get there?
and pick 2?
Yeah. I'm taking that.
would be
for
enough.
Justin Herbert.
No, for
To
the
move
number
up.
1 overall pick.
Yeah. 2027 first round picks and number 2 overall.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And the Jets take Ty Simpson first
Dude.
overall,
dude.
just to make a statement.
I don't know. Have you seen Madagascar? Actually, no. There's a niche reference of like how it was gonna be like a meme reference, but yeah, we'll be back on Monday talking basketball probably, and then next Thursday. I don't know what we're gonna do next Thursday because like we'll be doing a draft show, so we won't really have any time to do anything else.
Yeah, there will be no podcast. It'll just be
It
the
is
draft
live.
show.
We'll be live an hour early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is where we can cover NBA for like 15 minutes, but then it's answering people's questions, hopefully.
Tell
Which
your
we
friends.
we had a ton of that last
Yeah.
year.
We had a lot
in
of
the pre.
engagement last year, which was really fun. Hope
Yeah.
to get there again and tell your friends.
Pull up. It should be a lot more. I mean, not it should be. It will be a lot more interactive than like watching the ESPN.
Yeah.
Which obviously, ideally, you should just have the ESPN thing up, but then be listening to us or tabbing back and forth.
Yeah.
Because we can't show you the footage. But it should be a fun time. It was a blast last year. One of our favorite shows. Monday will really just be kind of almost more of like a chill day.
Yep.
Because the main event is Thursday. So pull up for that. Thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you all Monday. Peace.
See ya.